J-Mo here, Stretford Paddock. Good chatting to you guys at the Toffee Blues ahead of the Everton game at Old Trafford this weekend. Thoughts on United's start to the season? It's been okay. It's not been great and it's not been a disaster. It's been somewhere in the middle. If you look at our league form, we've had some good results, had some big wins, the win over Leeds, the win over Newcastle, an important victory over Wolves. Not the best performance by any stretch of the imagination. You look at the result against Southampton, the result against Aston Villa was particularly disappointing, and a bit of a smash and grab against West Ham as well. So the league has been a bit patchy, but we're still, I think, a point off the top. So it's not too drastic. We're quite near the top of the table. It's just we haven't really played any of the big teams yet, and we've had some disappointing results and disappointing performances. And also, if you look in the Cups, getting knocked out to West Ham, all right, it wasn't our first team, but we still shouldn't be losing our home games, especially to a West Ham team that wasn't their first team either. And then the Young Boys result in the Champions League, very, very disappointing. Yes, went down to 10 men, but we should still be able to beat Young Boys when we're 1-0 ahead. So it's been an okay start to the season. And I think this game against Everton now is a big one, because I think if you look at it, we bounced back from the Aston Villa defeat, sort of, to win the Champions League, last-minute winner from Cristiano Ronaldo, which I'll get to him again in a minute. But we need to sort of bounce back from that Aston Villa defeat, which was in the Premier League, with a Premier League win, especially back-to-back home games. We can't be losing back-to-back home games, so we need to get a result here against Everton. On the Ronaldo front, his return, I mean, it's given everyone a lift. It was fantastic to see that he not only signed for us, but that he basically turned down City to sign for us. Because when it looked like he was going to go to Manchester City, I was almost done with football. I'm not going to lie to you. I was feeling sick. So to see that and to have that feeling was just phenomenal. He's obviously just hit the ground running, scoring goals, scoring important goals. Looks like, he's not the same Ronaldo that left, obviously, but it looks like he is still one of the best finishers in the league, in the world. And if he can contribute 20, 25 goals this season, which I think he can do, I think he's already well on target or well on track to do that, then that'll be a massive bonus for Manchester United. Because when you look at our attack last season, one thing we suffered with was a lack of out-and-out goal scorers. Marcus Rashford, I think he had 21 in all competitions around that mark. Bruno Fernandes had a few more, but then once you got past them two, I think you had Cavani on around 10, Mason Greenwood on around 10, Anthony Martial on 4. There wasn't anyone who was stepping up and getting into those sort of, the 20 or 30 goal mark. Hopefully Cristiano Ronaldo can do that. So it's a massive bonus to have him here. And obviously it's Ronaldo, isn't it? He's one of the most popular players we've had at the club with some of these fans and some of our fans, because of the trophies that he helps us win. And there's a real sort of debate to be had of him being the greatest of all time. And it's amazing to feel that, you've got to watch the greatest of all time, or one of the greatest of all times, not at your club, not just once, but twice. Yeah, I can't wait to see how this season pans out with him. If he gets the service he needs, I think he's going to be very, very prolific for us. Thoughts on Everton start to the season? It feels a very sort of Everton start to the season, if that makes sense. I think that, you've had a good start to the season. We've seen that before with Everton. You had a pretty decent start, I think, to the season last season. I think at one point were you top or around top? You guys will know better than I do, obviously. And it's been a similar thing so far, where you level on points with Manchester United. You've got 4 wins, is it? 4 wins and a loss and a draw under your belt. It's obviously the same as us. So it's a good start to the season. Look a lot better from what I've seen. I'm not seeing a lot of you than you did in pre-season, when I think the knives were out for Rafa Benitez straight away. So yeah, you've had a good start to the season. And I'm not being sort of dismissive there when I say, United have had an okay start and Everton have had a good start, because you have to look at the sort of where Everton and where United are expecting to be. Manchester United have to be challenging for the title for me. They have to be. No disrespect to Everton. I think you guys will be challenging for top 4, so it's different sort of expectations. The likely lineup for Manchester United, we've got injuries, and at the time of recording this, I think there's still a couple of players that are maybes. So I'm going to go with... I'll go with David De Gea in goal. Obviously, he's been fantastic recently. He's got a point to prove as well after his performance against Everton at Old Trafford last season, where he was at fault, I felt, for all 3 goals in the 3-3 draw. So I'll go with David De Gea. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, obviously back from his suspension in Europe. Varane and Harry Maguire. I'm not sure if Harry Maguire is fit. I don't know how fit he is. So I'll go with Varane and Lindelof as your centre-backs. In fact, no. Do you know what? Sorry if I'm allowed to change. I'm just thinking about it. I'll go with Varane and Eric Bailly as my centre-backs. Left back, I don't know whether Luke Shaw's going to be back or if it's a niggle. I'll take a punt and go with Luke Shaw. I'm guessing he'll be back. So my back four, is Shaw, Bailly, Maguire, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. In midfield, I'll go with Fred. The double pivot has been a big problem. Do you know what? No, sack it. Sorry, I'm just sort of spitballing here. I'm thinking of my team as I'm saying my team as I'm thinking of it. I'll go with Nemanja Matic. I'll go for a 4-3-3. I'll go with Nemanja Matic. I'll go with Bruno and Pogba in front of him. And I'll go for a front three of... I'm going to put Ronaldo on the left. He can play on the left. Edinson Cavani down the middle and Mason Greenwood on the right-hand side. That's my team for the Everton game, and a 4-3-3 formation with Matic as your holding midfielder. Score prediction. I'm going to go for 1-0 to United. We need a clean sheet. We need a win. I don't care how it comes, just as long as we get a win. But I'll go 1-0, and I think Edinson Cavani's get the goal. What's my go-to meal deal? I think you've asked. I know you've asked me this before. I don't want to give the same answer. I have different meal deals for different places. Do you know what? There's a meal deal that I go to. It's not my go-to one. It's like my second choice. But I'll go with this one just to mix it up because I gave you my first choice last time. And it's a cheese and tomato baguette. It's a sponge cake. Get a little sponge cake, and it's Pepsi Max cherry. That's my meal deal. You get that from Morrison's or other supermarkets, probably. So yeah, that's my meal deal. And been good chatting to you guys. And I don't wish you well this. I wish you well this season, just not this weekend. I hope you can get one over on that other mob from Merseyside.